Welcome to your Cyber Tips Explainer, where we make everyday people understand the cyber world around us. Okay, so picture this. It's February 2023, and you're watching an official state television broadcast in Iran. All of a sudden, the feed gets hijacked, and this message, Death to Comedy, flashes across millions of screens. This isn't science fiction. This actually happened. So what was that? Just a random technical glitch? Not a chance. This was a deliberate act of digital defiance, a powerful protest that's getting more and more common in our super-connected world. And this whole idea, this powerful act of protest, it has a name. And that's exactly what we're diving into today. It's called hacktivism. You can probably guess it's a mashup of hacking and activism. The idea is pretty simple. It's using hacking skills, not for money, but to push a political or social agenda. So how did these digital activists actually do it? What's in their toolkit? Let's take a look. Well, their methods are surprisingly direct. First up, you've got website defacement. Think of it like digital graffiti, where they just plastered their own message over a website. Then there are DDoS attacks. That's where they flood a server with so much traffic that it just gets overwhelmed and shuts down. And maybe the most powerful tool of all? Leaking documents, stealing and then releasing sensitive info to the public to expose secrets. And these tactics aren't just something you read about in a textbook. No, they're being used out in the real world, and they often play a huge role in major global events. You know, hacktivism has been around for a while. Way back in 2012, you had groups like Team Ghost Shell leaking records from universities. Of course, there's the famous group Anonymous, who did things like defacing a university website in 2019. But lately, it's getting way more tied to geopolitics. Just last year, Russian hacktivists went after Czech banks for supporting Ukraine. And during the Israel-Hamas conflict, we saw a massive spike in attacks from both sides hitting government websites. And this really shows you how different the motivations can be. On one hand, you have groups like Anonymous, who are often fighting for big ideas like free speech or social justice. But on the other hand, you've got groups that are basically aligned with governments, using these exact same tactics as a weapon to disrupt their enemies. So all of this leads to a huge, really messy question for our time, right? Where do you draw the line? Is this a modern form of legitimate protest, or is it just a dangerous cybercrime? Honestly, the answer is not so simple. Subscribe to this channel, like and share this video with someone you deeply care about to have a foolproof cyber defense.